Before you spend six figures rebuilding software in your business, you need to answer one question or your project is doomed to fail. Listen, I speak to business owners every week who want to rebuild software within their business. And most of them are focusing on the wrong things early on. Here's what I mean. They want to focus on technical problems and requirements, migration plans to get off the software, programming languages, all of which are great questions, but it's at the wrong time. And if you focus on these things too early, oftentimes what you'll end up with at best is software that's better built, but doesn't actually solve problems in your business. So here's the question that you need to answer first when you're thinking about building software within your business. Where is the bottleneck and therefore the opportunity that my current software is causing within my business? It's not the question of what do I need to rebuild? Because if you want to rebuild a crappy piece of software, you're just going to get a better built piece of crappy software. But when you actually take a step back and identify what the actual bottleneck is within the business that your software is causing, that's where building software becomes really profitable. Here's a perfect example. A client recently came to us wanting to rebuild the software they've been running their business on for the past decade. But rebuilding the whole system was going to take 6 to 9 months before we could even launch it, and probably $150,000 to $200,000. But when we actually sat down with the business owner, we're able to walk through some of these questions to identify what we're actually solving for. We're able to identify she just didn't want to only rebuild software, she wanted peace of mind. Now, it sounds cliche, but here's the thing. Things were slipping through the cracks and the team was having to overcompensate because of the inefficiencies within their software. And she was getting multiple angry customer emails every week. And when we're able to identify her greatest point of stress and inefficiencies, we're able to then identify what is a way that instead of shipping something within 6 to 9 months, we could ship something quickly with the lowest hanging fruit. Meaning within 8 weeks, we're able to find a way to increase customer satisfaction and remove some of those redundancies that the staff is having to overcompensate, where customers are getting frustrated. And we were able to ship this within 8 weeks, and we could build on it and iterate. So instead of them having to wait 6 to 9 months to see any value in their business, we're able to ship something within 8 weeks that quickly solves some problems that we can iterate on and add more features to. But we're only able to do that when we're able to refocus on what is the actual business problems that we're solving for, instead of just focusing on rebuilding a piece of software. So before you write that check, before you build that software, you have to ask yourself, where is the bottleneck? Where is the opportunity? Because if you can answer that, that'll open up what is the return on investment? How can I make this better for my team and more efficient so that this can become an asset in your business for the next 10, 15, or maybe even 20 years?